大家好，每日新闻栏目，每天一起阅读一则时事新闻。今天的新闻是关于在约翰尼斯堡发生的大火，至少74条性命被大火夺走，居民们都无家可归。让我们一起来跟读这篇新闻吧。
A pile of plastic-wrapped bodies are laid out on the tarmac, surrounded by the crumbling buildings of Johannesburg's inner city. Their shattered windows and rotting walls have been a warning for a tragedy that has now come. People gathered behind the police cordons today, straining to see beyond the large fire trucks blocking the sight of the bodies. Some of them are residents of the burnt building and others are neighbors from surrounding streets. All of them look helpless and unsettled, struck by their closeness to the disaster. Veteran firefighters and longtime emergency responders have told Sky News this building fire is the most fatal in South Africa's recent history. Thabo Mlangeni was sleeping when the fire started at around 1 a.m. local time. I heard all of the people and children screaming, he said. When I woke up, I saw people running around and the fire was not easy to stop, so I wanted to take cover and woke up my friend and we started running. Mr. Mlangeni lost his friend as they tried to escape from the top floor of the building. We found him looking in the direction of the bodies with his belongings in his hand, fearing the worst. The conditions in the building were dire. An overcrowded squatter settlement with no running electricity, water, or proper ventilation. Yet, Mr. Mlangeni is still grieving his former residence as he is left with nowhere to go. I don't have shelter and I'm still concerned about my missing friends, he added, while dropping his head. I think our government is not living up to its promises. You will find each room with 10 people staying there. I blame it on our government. The neighborhood is now being flooded by representatives of the government. Politicians have been visiting the scene throughout the day and President Cyril Ramaphosa canceled a scheduled national address regarding the BRICS summit to visit the site. He called the fire a wake-up call. But is the flood of attention too little too late? The CBD, Central Business District, has been neglected for the longest time, but we also have to take into consideration that this is a historical challenge that exists, Johannesburg Mayor Kabelo Gwamanda told Sky News during his site visit. He stood in front of the burnt heritage building, its blue plaque of honor untouched by the flames. Once an administrative center that issued passes for the black population to move through the apartheid era and still now, a symbol of disenfranchisement. What we need to note and take comfort in is that the government of the day is passionate about redeveloping the city of Johannesburg, he added. This comes as little comfort to the residents and relatives who were pushing past the cordons to identify their loved ones. A task that is far more difficult than usual. 10 victims are so badly burnt they are beyond recognition and others, undocumented migrants that cannot be easily identified. Ian Schurz, veteran firefighter and co-founder of Rescue South Africa, believes this is the most fatal fire in the living memory of Johannesburg and has been long coming. I and many others feel that this has been coming for the last 20 or so years as it speaks to the lack of adherence to fire and building bylaws as well as overcrowding, he said. A 2-decade warning that has not been heeded and is now a burn mark on the history of South Africa's largest city.
Pile. 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 Laid out. Laid out. Laid out. Tarmac. 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 Crumbling. 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 Shattered. 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 Cordons. 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 Straining. 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 Unsettled. 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 Veteran. 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 fatal, 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 belongings, 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 dire, 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 overcrowded, 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 squatter, 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 ventilation, 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 grieving, 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 bricks, 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 plaque, 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 apartheid era, apartheid era, apartheid era, disenfranchisement, 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 migrants, 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 heeded, heeded, heeded.
第一个长难句的分析如下：主语 subject once an administrative center 曾经是一个行政中心，这是一个名词短语，用来描述某个地点或事物，作为句子的主语。连字符 hyphen 这个连字符用来连接两个短语，表示它们具有紧密的关系。补充说明 explanatory phrase That issue passes for the black population to move through the apartheid era 曾经发放通行证给黑人民众穿越种族隔离时期。这部分提供了有关主语 once an administrative center 的详细信息。它是一个从句，描述了这个行政中心曾经的功能，即发放通行证给黑人民众，以使他们在种族隔离时期能够移动。插入语 appositive and still now。A symbol of disenfranchisement 而且现在仍然是一种剥夺权利的象征。这是一个插入语，用逗号分隔，提供额外的信息。它说明了这个行政中心在现在仍然是一种剥夺权利的象征。从语法的角度来分析这个句子。主语 subject What we need to note and take comfort in 我们需要注意和安慰的。这是一个复合主语，包括 what 引导一个宾语从句以及宾语从句的主语 we 我们。谓语动词 verb is 是 is 是一个系动词，用来连接主语和表语 predicate。在这里，表语是 passionate about redeveloping the city of Johannesburg 对于重建约翰内斯堡市充满激情。表语 predicate Passionate about redeveloping the city of Johannesburg 对于重建约翰内斯堡市充满激情。这是一个形容词短语，用来描述主语 what we need to note and take comfort in。定语从句 relative clause that the government of the day is passionate about redeveloping the city of Johannesburg 当今政府对于重建约翰内斯堡市充满激情。这是一个修饰表语的从句。进一步解释了表语的内容，它由关系代词 that 引导，描述了政府的激情。引述部分 direct speech he added 他补充道，这是一个独立的引述部分，用来指明这一观点是某人在对话中补充提到的。总的来说，这个句子是一个复杂的句子，包含了复合主语、系动词、表语、定语从句和引述部分。通过这些语法结构，句子传达了一个观点和来源的信息。最后，这个句子的语法分析如下：主语 subject I and many others 我和许多其他人，这是一个复合主语，由和 many others 许多其他人组成。谓语动词 verb feel 感觉 feel 是一个动词，表示主语的动作或状态。宾语从句 object clause that this has been coming for the last 20 or so years as it speaks to the lack of adherence to fire and building bylaws as well as overcrowding. 这已经在过去的20年左右逐渐出现，因为它涉及到不遵守消防和建筑法规以及过度拥挤。这是一个包含了多个分句的复杂宾语从句，描述了 feel 的具体内容。它解释了为什么 I and many others 感觉如此。引述部分 direct speech。He said， 他说，这是一个引述部分，用来指明这一观点是某人在对话中说的。总的来说，这个句子包含了一个复合主语、谓语动词、一个复杂的宾语从句以及一个引述部分。它用来传达某人的观点，这个观点解释了为什么 I and many others 感觉某种方式。